and better camera feed available on the ACC video portal. So with that, we will turn it over to Coach Swinney.
All right, thank you, Ross. Well, really proud of really proud of our team today. Talked all week about just respect for the preparation process. Regardless of who you play, that's kind of something we talk about all the time. We got a really young team, so we've got a lot of reinstalling of just our culture and things that we believe in and things that have created a lot of consistency for us. And good to see that maturity today and the leadership. Our guys' mindset was, they were ready to go. Doesn't matter who we play. It's about how we play and taking pride in that. And, offensively, man, just unbelievable in the first half. 49 points. That's the most points we've scored since I've been the head coach in a half. And just very crisp. Good to see some balls down the field. Amari had a big finish on one. He didn't finish last week. Frank Ladson, same thing. Had a drop for a touchdown last week. See him come back, had 2 touchdowns. All the receivers made some plays and spread it out. I think Trevor was 8 of 9, 3 touchdowns, incredibly efficient. He scored quick. So just really, really proud of what the offense looked like, with our first groups. And then Travis, he was 8.5 a carry and 100 and something yards all purpose. We slipped him in there for a punt return, showed what he can do there, something he's been working hard on. And so wanted to get him a live rep. So really proud of that. And again, did another really good job on third down. So just a very efficient day. Saw some of our young guys step up a little bit. Good to see EJ get going. Joseph tweaked a ab muscle, so he wasn't able to quite accelerate like he needed to. So we kind of held him after a little while. But the biggest thing offensively is just developing our depth, especially in that offensive line, and not turning the ball over. Continue to develop our quarterbacks, because we've got to have everybody ready to go. So we're very fortunate that we've had the opportunity in these first 2 games to get a lot of guys on tape. Now we have an open date, a chance to really teach and grow our team. So excited about that. I thought our special teams were tremendous. Kickoff coverage was excellent. We had big plays in the punt return game. That's been a big emphasis for us there. No penalties. So really, really proud of what we did there. Will Spires, 2 games in a row, he's really punted the ball well. He's flipped the field when we needed him to, and really again just made an impact in the game like we needed to from a special teams standpoint. But to me, defensively, that was the story of the day. To hold those guys out of the end zone for 4 quarters is almost impossible. They create a lot of problems, a lot of stress. You have to be very disciplined. And when our offense is scoring like that, now all of a sudden you start subbing guys because you have to sub. You're not going to get a guy hurt 49-0. And so you start playing your backups, and you can get exposed pretty quick. But to see our backups go in and really play at a high level and to continue to keep them out of the end zone, that really excites me about what I saw defensively. But overall, 2.7 a play. Again, against a team that can move the ball. I think they've been, top 10 in rushing for the last several years. They do a great job running the football. It's our first shutout since 2016. We've got some pretty good defenses around here, so that's a great accomplishment. Had 4 sacks. Miles Murphy with a big cause fumble. Good to see Skowski scoop and score. So really some good things. They were only 3 of 16 on third down. And again, to see so many young guys go in and continue to play well, that's incredibly encouraging. But overall, just a very complete game, all 3 phases, complimentary football, did what we needed to do. So now it's open date. Then we've got 6 consecutive conference games. So we'll get back to work on Monday and continue to teach and develop our team. Really appreciate our fans. It was awesome to see so many people there and have such a wonderful atmosphere. I was telling the team, this is the best game day environment in normal times, and it's the best environment in pandemic times. Our fans were awesome, and the event staff did an amazing job organizing, the seating and all that stuff. It was a great environment. Really appreciate all that went into making it happen so we could play football in a safe manner. So, again, a great day, a lot of fun to be back in the Valley, and look forward to seeing everybody here in a couple weeks.
We'll open it up for questions.
Hey, Coach, Trevor Groves from CUTigers.com. I know Trevor Lawrence has had a lot of great games, but was that about as accurate as you've ever seen him? I mean, he was really dropping dimes out there.
Yeah, I mean, and it was the same at Wake. At Wake, we dropped 2 touchdown passes, right in their hands, and he missed one throw. So I think he was 24 or 28 or something like that, and he had 2 drops. He missed one, and then we had another one where the receiver fell down on the first series that would have been a completion. Otherwise he's like 27 of 28 last week. So he's really playing exactly the way he's practicing. What you're seeing on game day is exactly what we see at practice. Just incredible focus, complete ownership of what we're doing, great poise and discipline, great feel for the defensive structures and the protections. And he's really throwing the ball with a lot of confidence. So he's, as I've said many times, he's special. He's a joy to watch, and it was quick work for him today.
Coach, this is Travis Boland at allclemson.com. What's your message to those younger guys that play half after scoring 49 points in the first half?
What did he say? Can you repeat that?
I'm sorry. Just kind of message going forward to those guys that played in the second half as opposed to the guys who put up 49 in the first.
Yeah, the standard doesn't change, and we had 2 snaps on the ball. We had a couple third downs that we did not execute well. Where we had guys there who did not either make the right read or miss the throw or didn't make the right protection. Had a couple of bad penalties. We had a couple of really good drives that stalled. We had a big turnover. So the standard doesn't change. You got to be ready to go in and play and do the job. So they're all in the same meetings. They're all in the same practice field. So I think just but again, we've got a lot of young guys, especially in that offensive line, that the only way they're going to get better is to go play and to be able to coach them off of real speed of the game type tape that happens on game day. And so it's going to help us. It's going to make us better. But we've got a bunch of young talent, and they'll continue to improve. And but it's good to be able to wholesale sub like that because you get to see you can slip guys in and out, and when you got a bunch of veterans around them, they can kind of cover them up a little bit, if you will. But when you're a wholesale sub, and all of a sudden you got 2 or 3 guys that aren't quite on the same page, you can stall out. We had some really good drives. We just didn't finish. And again, just, whether it be execution, snaps, penalties, drops, had a big drop. I think it was Tyson. He threw a great ball. We had a big drop. So we just couldn't quite finish. So that'll be a good tape for them to study from, and a good challenge for them to go get better moving forward.
Coach Trevor.
Bob Gilchrist, WCRS 1450 AM, 98.5 FM, Greenwood. I've asked this to the other players in the interviews. How are y'all going to use the bye week, and how will you, as a team, prepare for games against Virginia and Miami? And how do you think the team did overall, especially on the offensive side? And how about the putting the 0 on the defensive side? I know you and Coach Venables had to be very pleased with the performance by the defense, but how will y'all prepare for 2 very big games following the bye week?
Yeah, well, we won't prepare any different than we prepared for the Citadel. To be honest with you, we just do what we do. We'll show up Monday ready. We have mental Monday. We have a daily focus each day. The only difference is we do have a little extra time to get ready for Virginia, so we'll get a chance to see them play. Haven't seen them play yet, but I think they play Duke next weekend, so we'll get a chance to see them play a game. But we do what we do, really no different. We'll practice on Monday. Tuesday's always been a community service type day, but we're not going to be able to do that right now. So we're going to do a little bit more of a team-oriented type function, and then we'll practice Wednesday. We'll practice Thursday. They'll get Friday and Saturday off. We'll be back in here on Sunday for testing, and then it's game week again. And again, so the biggest difference is just a little extra time to prepare for Virginia. We won't even think about Miami. We're one at a time around here, one day at a time, literally. But we'll take this extra time and again, really spend some time with our developing our depth, correcting, teaching from this tape. I think it's a great opportunity to be able to kind of go back over some things, slow some things back down, and but again, get a head start on Virginia and a chance to watch them next week. But as far as how we prepare, it's really not any different. And yeah, we're super happy about the big goose egg. It's first time since 2016, so that's a big deal. It's hard to shut people out in today's world of football, that is for sure, and especially when you're playing a team that stresses you, schematically like the Citadel can do. So really proud of our defense and our staff. That's a big deal for us. That's something we take a lot of pride in.
Dabo, this is Larry Williams. With the defensive line, how much has the competition up front sort of molded the mentality of that group?
Well, I mean, the competition is it's what makes everybody better. We've got more depth, but it's not just competition; it's the talent that's involved. I mean, it's very talented competition. Everybody, we got a bunch of good players. We got some guys that are a little further along than others. We got a couple of young guys that I'm really excited about, like Cape Hart, like Trey Williams. Trey was out today. Hopefully we'll get him back next week. He was a little banged up from the weight gain, but those are two young guys we're really excited about. We didn't have Roop today. Roop's going to be out for a little while, with an injury as well. Didn't have Tyler Davis today. So to see those guys go in there and take advantage of their opportunity. I mean, of course, Niles and Jordan, the elder statesman there, but Brzee is, he's just a competitive guy, and you have to show up every day if you're going to compete with that guy. Seeing Miles Murphy, that makes Maskell better. That makes KJ better. We don't even have Xavier and Justin out there right now, but at some point we'll get those guys back. And so it's great. Competition is what makes all of us better. Brings out the best in us.
Coach, it's Trevor again. Baylon Spector was your defensive MVP last week. He got banged up today. Is he concussion protocol?
I don't know. I just know they held him out. Not sure specifically what his situation is. They just said they were going to hold him.
Dabo, this is Matt with the state. I think DK set a play to start the game. Is there anything you could share about that? And then what was your message to him after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty?
It can't happen, number one. But as far as, he just didn't start the game. He's, Mike's got a lot of competition in his room too. And obviously DK is as good a player as there is out there. I wouldn't call it discipline. I'd call it a little bit of love, just loving him up. I think discipline is the greatest form of love. And, Mike does a great job with those guys. And, DK is a great kid, but we want him to be accountable in every area, academics, tutors, study hall, you name it, all of it. It all matters to us. And, so he got himself in a little bit of hole this summer, but he's dug himself out, and he's coming on. But again, we can't have mistakes like that.
Hey, Coach Lawton Swan, Clemson Sports Talk. You know how precious every moment is during this season. What does it say about Coach Thompson that down 49 points, he said, no, we want to play, every second of this second half?
Yeah, I loved it. They came over and asked me, and I said, well, whatever he wants to do, but I'm glad that he wanted to play because we needed to play too. And obviously it's not like we were going to, keep some of those guys out there. So I thought his guys played well, in the second half and did some good things. But all these kids want to play. They want to play. They worked hard. And so I'm glad that it worked out and we were able to have a full game. And again, get a lot of opportunity to teach, because that's what it's all about. That's how we're going to get these guys to improve, is to be able to expose them and teach them off of the tape. So we'll certainly have a lot of opportunity with this, but really glad that we were able to play all 4 quarters with the full 15 minutes.
Dabo, this is Jane in Charleston. What would be your primary concern, going into a bye week right now about your squad?
Just COVID. Probably the same primary concern of every coach out there. We've done great. We've had no positives, I think, for a couple weeks now, and got a lot of testing going on. And you wake up this morning, it's 5:30 in the morning, you get that text, and it's, hey, all negative, play ball, let's go. So that's probably the biggest thing, is just guys continuing to do a great job, and they have. Our students have been around for a while now, and so I'm really proud of them. So, the football stuff, no real concerns there. I think that we've got a really good team. We got a bunch of guys that care. We got a great staff, and we just got some young guys we've got to develop football-wise, but that's going to happen. That's what we do. But the biggest concern is just, hopefully everybody continuing to be vigilant, keep their guard up, and, just keep their 6-foot bubble everywhere they go. That's probably the main thing.
Coach, it's Trevor again. Blake Vinson had a couple bad snaps at center today. I know you've been repping Hunter Rayburn a lot at center behind Cade Stewart. Do you feel pretty comfortable in your backups at center?
I do. Backhorse, I don't know if y'all paid any attention, but Backhorse played center as well in the weight game. So, he's a guy that we've been getting some reps at center in practice. He can go, Bach could go play center, no problem. Rayburn can play center. Trent Howard, feel good about him. He's been working at center. And Blake can do it. He had 2 bad snaps today. But Blake's missed a lot of football, but he's a very knowledgeable guy, and it's something he really wants to do. And he's just not had many. He certainly had hardly any. It's his first game reps at center, that he's getting. So he's just going to get better because it's important to him. Like I said, he's a veteran guy that's been out for a long time, but just getting back going. But we've got a good group there that can get the job done for us.
Coach Swinney, Thomas Clark with Babel.com. For this game, especially when it came to kind of the decision to, pull Trevor Lawrence midway through the first half, how did you kind of go about making that decision when it came to the quarterbacks, and also just going, with, DJ, with your other backups? How do you plan on kind of dividing up that playing time, in future games?
It just depends on how the game goes, but it was 49-0, and it was pretty much over. No sense in. I don't see any need in trying to embarrass somebody. We want to develop our team. And, yeah, I could keep Trevor out there, and we could run up all kind of stats, and but that's the game. The game was under control, and Trevor Lawrence gets hurt 49-0. Then the questions are, why would you keep your quarterback in there when it's 49-0 in the first? Those are the so. I've just been doing this long enough. I want to live for another day, and I didn't need to see Trevor anymore. He did everything he needed to do. He got the work he needed. Travis got the work he needed. That first group got the work they needed. But that's a game by game thing when it comes to playing time. But the score of the game dictates all that stuff.
Dabo, when you put in DJ there, was after Etienne's punt return, was that just a sort of a situational thing? You wanted to see how he performed on the short field?
No. We went into the game. We were going to put him in the 4th series, regardless of whether the ball was on the +1 or the -1. So that's just the way it worked out. He was going in no matter where the ball was on the 4th series. That was our plan. And good to see him go in there and got a chance to get in the end zone.
Coach, this is Todd in Spartanburg. I'm wondering how you feel about where the bye week has fallen.
Well, I didn't like it early. When the schedule first came out, I mean, we played 2 games, but I like it now because we got some guys banged up that hopefully will have a good chance to get back for Virginia, or if not Virginia, certainly Miami. So I like that part of it. And, and then we've had a chance to especially play so many guys these first 2 games. It just gives us a little more time to kind of go back and, since we don't have a normal week this week, and teach our team a little bit, because, it's a little bit of a different approach this year when it comes to that. Because we got to have everybody's got to be ready. You just don't know. I mean, you just don't know. Same thing with your staff. We have to have a plan for everything. I could wake up on Saturday morning and they tell me I'm out. I think the way it's worked out from some of the injuries that we have, I think it's coming at a good time. So, and then we'll come back. I think we play 6 straight. Then we'll have another open date. Hopefully everything stays the same, and then have a strong finish. So it's good. It's good. Like I said, I didn't like it at the very beginning, but I do now.
Dabo, it's Grace with The Athletic. What is the biggest difference that you've seen in Frank Ladson in year 2?
Frank, just his confidence, his size. I mean, he's completely transformed his body in a year. I mean, he doesn't even look. If you really go back and look at him when he first got here to where he is now physically, it's just night and day. I mean, he is really developed from a physical standpoint. He's incredibly fast, but he's playing fast. He didn't always play fast as a freshman learning. He's playing fast now, and just more confidence.
Coach, it's Trevor again. I know you've used Travis on kick returns in the past, but how about that punt return by him today?
Yeah, something he's been working on really all fall camp, and kind of earning my trust a little bit. So I told him that I was going to slip him in there. If we got the opportunity, I wanted to get him a live rep. Again, it's just another opportunity for him to touch it, but it starts with possessing the ball and making good decisions back there. And again, it's something he's worked on a good bit in camp, and so did a great job. I thought he was going to score. So that's a good option for us moving forward, to know that he can, not only be a kick return guy, but a punt return guy as well if we need him. That puts a lot of pressure on people.
Coach Swinney, Rob Gilchrist again. How did it feel for you and for Coach Venables to see both of your boys, all 4 of them, get stats today, get a little playing time? I know that had to, of course, hit home for you. What was going through your mind seeing both your boys play, and for Coach Venables seeing both his boys play at the same time on the defensive side of the ball late in the game today?
No, it's fun. It's always fun to see those guys, get opportunities to play. I would say all 4 of them are the same. They're coaches' kids, but they're all 4 unbelievably committed. If you change their names, those are 4 of the most committed guys we've had here. They are incredibly committed to the program, and they're all grinders. They love to compete. Will and Drew, they bust their butt every single day to just be the best that they can be. And, they really have improved. And then, Jake and Tyler are the same way. Tyler just getting here, he almost had an interception today. But, those are 2 great players. But it's great. Again, their names probably put a little more pressure on them. But they are incredibly, committed to just doing everything they can to be the best that they can be. And, I'm really proud of them for that. But a lot of fun to see those guys. I tell you, Jake's got a chance to be a really good player for us, and T-Bone is a versatile kid, man. As he continues to develop, there's a lot of things that he'll be able to do within the scheme of our defense over time. So, but it was great to see those guys, step up. Will was a captain today, and again, that just speaks to his leadership in the locker room.
We'll take 2-3 more for Coach.
Dabo, with the unity thing at the end of the first quarter, just how did that come about, and what was it like being a part of that?
Oh, it was great. It's something we talked about this summer. You know, I mean, I think that you know, our guys they want to unify. You know, they really want to be that example. You know, and it's pretty cool to see a football team, 120 players that are all different. They don't all think the same. They don't all believe the same things. But yet there's a respect for each other and a love for each other, even though there's some differences. And that hopefully is an example to everyone that you know, you can still be unified and find common ground. And just because maybe somebody thinks differently than you doesn't make them a bad person or an evil person. You know, you can disagree but still love somebody and have respect for someone. And so, you know, our guys are the epitome of that, to be honest with you. And it was a cool moment. It really was. Appreciated our fans. And that's really all that is, just a message of, and we just want to be together. You know, we just want to be together. You know, and it starts with all of us, you know, being that change, be the change that we want to see in other people. You know, showing kindness and respect and grace and forgiveness and tolerance of other people that maybe don't think the way you do. And our guys, that's kind of the message that they had. So it was good, and you know, really proud of them. And we've got a close football team that's united and you know, ready to keep moving forward to try to be the best team 125 we can be you know, this season.
We'll take one more for Coach.
Hey, Dabo, Mark Whiteman from WYFF. Coach Elliott mentioned on DJ's touchdowns the push the offensive line was able to get, but what makes him so effective in those short yardage situations? And is that something we could see more of this year, independent of just Trevor's backup?
I don't know. I'd say anything's possible, but what makes him effective is he's 250 pounds. He's a big, strong man. But you know, anything's possible. That's for sure.
All right. With that, we will wrap it up. Thank you, Coach.